My name is Bobby Jenkins, and I'm the chair of the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2015 Texas Higher Education Leadership Conference, and I really appreciate your attendance here today. And for those of you who have been here before, welcome back. For those of you who this is your first time, I think you're going to really get a lot of good information from this program. And first of all, if you had to do any driving in Austin this morning or yesterday coming here, let me apologize to you right now, all right? I've lived here for 32 years, and the traffic just keeps getting worse and worse and worse every single day. I think they said we have about 120 people moving to Austin every day, every single day. So good for Austin, good for Central Texas, good for all of Texas, because all of Texas is doing well, and that's a big part of what this meeting is actually about. Having prosperity is a big thing, but obviously higher education is, in my opinion, what drives economic prosperity in this state and everywhere, and so that's a good thing, I think, for all of us. So I know that everybody has other responsibilities beyond what you're doing and your service as a state regent, trustee, or education leader, but your participation shows your interest and willingness to help build a better education system for Texas. And I think that's what we're all about, and that's what we want to do here. And I want to thank you for your commitment to the state. I mean, this is not just about each of our institutions. What each of y'all do is about the benefit of the state of Texas. So we greatly appreciate it, and we're indebted to your commitment and to all the things that you do in each of our institutions. So this morning we're assuming that many of you are new to your position, and for those of you who have been here for some time, we hope that we can cover things today that will be of interest to you, and I know that we will, because during this conference you're going to get some information that is brand new for all of us, and all of us will be learning from that. So I think we got to have a nice blend of some of the basic stuff that we've got to cover and some of the other things that will be really, really good to us. So just to give a little bit of background as a way of introduction, in the early 90s, the legislature decided that the coordinating board should provide the training opportunities for newly appointed university regents and extended this to newly elected two-year college trustees in the 82nd legislature in 2011. So we're doing this because we have to, but I will assure you it's so much more than that. It is one of those things that you got to do that you go, I'm really glad that I did that. And the opportunity for us all to be together, I think, is one that really provides hopefully a lot of value for everybody. But through the years, we've learned the benefits of extending invitations to other higher education leaders, and once again, so that way we can come together to discuss our common goals and the key issues that have faced all of us in higher ed. Today, we want to make sure that you're aware of the state rules and regulations and statutes that apply to all governing boards. So some of this, like I said, is what we got to do, and it is important that we all understand all of the details that go to it. But really, we want to ensure that the long-range view of higher education and the strategic plan that we'll be talking a lot about in the next 2 days, that we're all focused on that, and we all have a very clear understanding of what we've done to get to this point and where we're going collectively as higher education in this state. So the long-range plan, we had closing the gaps was the one from the previous 15 years, okay? And that has brought us from 2000 to 2015. And the results of that, the success of that, is due to all of the institutions represented in this room. And we have a lot of incredible data to share with you, but things that we can all be proud of that says we are on the right track. And so we'll be introducing to you the 60 by 30 plan, how we go to the next level. And that's what I'm particularly excited to be sharing with you. Understand that in closing the gaps, here's a number for you to file away. During that period, 2.6 million credentials have been awarded since 2000. And that's something for all of us to be very, very proud of. And so congratulations to everyone on that. The new plan, 60 by 30, once again, builds on what we did in closing the gaps, and it's designed to establish a globally competitive workforce by 2030. So I think some of those terms that I just used, we're talking global, we're talking about workforce, and that's what drives the success of this state, and so we're very excited about it. The plan was developed over 18 months by the Higher Ed Strategic Planning Committee. So I'm very excited about what they brought to the table. This process was not done in a vacuum, and the input and insights were from all over. The committee received expert testimony from folks all over the state and all over the world. All right, so this is not just, like I said, a small group came together and came up with some good ideas. This has been vetted and thought through from a very, very, very large perspective. And then so we've got input from over 5,000 stakeholders went into this plan. So it is a very thorough process. And so 60 by 30 was adopted by the coordinating board in July of this year. And so that was very exciting. The coordinating board kept getting updates and input throughout the process, and then we adopted the final plan in July. And then, Monday of this week, I had the privilege to be in Sherman, Texas, with the governor as the governor kicked off the official launch of 60 by 30 Texas. And so, very, very exciting. And as a sidebar, I will tell you that our governor understands and is completely aligned with what everybody in this room is here to do and what your passion is. Governor Abbott, I was blown away by his understanding, his knowledge, his passion, and his commitment to what higher education means to this state. So it was a wonderful kickoff, and his leadership for this state will serve all of us well in higher education. So once again, for those of you who stay tomorrow, we'll be discussing some of the potential strategies that will help achieve the goals in 60 by 30. We're optimistic that all of your fellow governing board members and your campus leaders and faculty and staff will put the same effort and creativity in achieving the goals and targets to the new plan that everybody did in closing the gaps done, okay? This truly is a team effort is what I'm trying to drive home, and everybody's involvement is what the key is. So we're ready to get started. We have excellent speakers and discussion leaders for our opening session. They're going to cover different aspects of higher education for all of us. I strongly encourage you to talk and ask questions. The thing that has always been the best part of this session, and I will tell you, and I've told each of our panelists, this is the best part of the whole deal. I will tell you that. And I applaud Mary Smith for making this the first session, because it really does set the tone of a session that kind of tells you the way it is, the inside story, and the real part of the why of what we're doing here. And so we want this to be interactive. We want all of you, while you're here, to share ideas and learn from one another. You've received a folder and a hard copy of the conference and the agenda today, and a roster of everybody who's attending. So you've got all of the pertinent information, and you've got a flash drive that will have everything here. So my point on that is listen. You've got everything there, so listen, try to absorb all of the information, and talk and ask questions and interact. There are, and here's once again, I guess my disclaimer, there are particularly important legal handouts regarding the responsibility of board members. Okay, so you got to have that stuff. So make sure that you have that. But all of the materials are on the PowerPoint presentations are on those flash drives and available to us.